It's still the 16th of March 2022. I'll give y'all something to think about. Our government is absolutely 100% okay with sending weapons, pistols, rifles, shotguns, things like that to Ukraine, to farmers and any citizen over there. But what are they trying to do here all the time? They're trying to take our Second Amendment away. They're trying to take guns away every day. The spending bill, it has stuff in there this time about the ATF being able to deputize local law enforcement to make them federal, so they have to enforce some of the federal laws that our local police that says we're not going to enforce that, the red flag law stuff. Guys, they are perfectly okay sending weapons to someone else, but every day they try to take yours away from you. It's kind of like, do they understand how they sound? They contradict what they say and what they do. The gun law that they're trying to sneak in on this one as soon as the president signed it, he may have already signed it, I'm not sure. It has a statement in there about the ATF can deputize local law enforcement, because a lot of us, especially where I live, our sheriffs and stuff says we're not going to enforce red flag gun laws or none of that. Well, what they essentially are doing once this is signed in, now the ATF can go in and deputize them and pretty much federalize the police right there and force them to enforce that law. But we are 100% okay with sending weapons over there. Let that sink in a minute. There are even some places, I've heard that up in New York, they're asking you to donate your weapons, your body armor, your plates, your plate carriers, and all that to send over there. They're wanting to take everything from you and give it to someone else. That's something you need to think about there. How can they say that drones are not offensive weapons? I'm still waiting to see what Putin says about this. I'm 100% convinced, because they've said that we have talked to Putin before all this, before this stuff today happened, as far as sending the stuff we sent. I'm wondering if they have conversations like, well, we're going to send some drones over there. Is that okay? And Putin's like, yeah, you can send those. Because Putin has already said any offensive weapon will be considered an act of war. A drone is an offensive weapon. It is not defensive. Do they not understand this, or is it all already been set out and they've talked about what they can send and can't send? We won't send a fighter jet, but we'll send a drone. Are we going to operate the drones when they're over there remotely, or is Ukrainians going to operate the drones? That's a question that hasn't been answered. There's something fishy about all this. Every day we hear that Ukraine is winning just pretty much 99% of the battles or firefights or whatever they're calling them over there, they're winning. But then the president will get on of Ukraine and ask for more stuff. They're trying to draw NATO into this to make it a much bigger problem than what it already is, guys. Putin has, I keep saying this, you can go back and watch some news reports. I think it was last week he said it, that certain weapons, if they're sent, are considered an act of war. He was talking about the jets. If you send them jets over here, that's going to be an act of war. Well, how is a drone not an act of war? These drones are capable of carrying arms on them. They blow up tanks. They blow up columns. That's what they do. That's what drone does. They also use them for spying or, reconnaissance, all this stuff. Something's not right with this. I don't understand. Do they think the American people are that dumb? What's y'all's thought on this? Do you consider a drone a offensive weapon or a defensive weapon? And do you realize that they're okay with sending guns over there to them, but every day they try to take your guns away from you? Every day they're trying to sneak some law in. This ATF thing they're trying to slide in with this spending bill, ludicrous. It says that if you go and you do your background check, and for some reason, let's say they deny it, Well, that immediately forces them to call the local police and do a criminal investigation on you. Criminal. I've known people that's went and bought guns. They got denied for some reason or another, and a week later, they go and they get approved. There's glitches in the system sometimes. I know somebody personally that went and bought a firearm, and they wasn't denied, but it was put on hold. Well, 3 days later, it come back, and they were cleared, and everything went good. Guys, they're chipping away your gun rights. This is crazy. We are living in crazy times. Every day something major is happening. You're going to see food go up now another 20% by summer. To put it simple, if it cost you $1 last year, right now it's costing you roughly $1.20 or $1.30. It's going to go up another 20%. It's going to cost you $1.40, $1.50, $1.60, somewhere around in there, depending on how high the store wants to market. Guys, start paying attention, please, and keep your ears open and realize what they're willing to do for somebody else while they're trying to take your stuff away from you. Realize this. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like or dislike the video, comment below. Give me your thoughts on all this. And I hope everybody's having a good day, but man, these things, it's getting crazy. Every day something crazier is happening. I want to hear from Putin. Is he going to say that this is an act of war? He's done said he would call it an act of war. So, we'll see. Keep your ears on the China stuff, too. They're trying to replace the petrodollar. Guys, if you can't see it, we're on the downfall. Everybody have a good evening.